Okay, everybody, we're gonna start doing the cake and we're gonna sing happy birthday. So I'm gonna light the candles and then we'll sing and then.
Are you gonna start this fire sprinkler and everything?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. This is really a beautiful surprise. And I must say I've had a fantastic 90th because I really celebrated yesterday. A lot, and I didn't expect this at all. This has been so wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for coming, and it's been so special to me.
All right, you ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Miriam. Mom. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
You know who isn't here? Heather. Heather's not here. I know. Oh well.
Just a minute ago, she was talking to me.
Now we know. Oh, I named
Heather, did you hear? We just sang her happy birthday. It's a good thing it's on here. So I'm
Blow out
gonna.
the candles.
Why don't you sit right there, and I'm gonna stand right here and
I'm right here.
go for about 5 minutes.
Oh,
Here
sure.
okay. Me.
Yes. Need this on my hand as well.
Does it work?
There it goes.
Hey, happy birthday, Mom. I've always been waiting to say this for a long time. This is your life. Remember that TV show? Well, this is your life, Mom. No, I just want to say a few words for her, let you folks know what brought her to Turlock, what she's gone through the last 90 years, where she was before she was married and had her family, and she's had a great road and journey for 90 years. And what's remarkable about it is, and you saw the black and whites were photos from 1926 to 1955, and now I just started the ones that when we were first born in the 60s, living in Sun Valley. However, Mom was born in Burbank, and then. Oh, I always forget. I guess they lived in Burbank.
I was born in Burbank.
But they went to. Let's just fast forward. And anyway, she was raised in Hollywood, and they lived in La Mirada off of Bronson, and they built the family home in 1940 and moved up into the Hollywood Hills. Her dad ran a studio trucking business with his brother. It was called Teal Brothers. So there's at times when you watch a bunch of old movies, you'll see her father's trucks parked in the background in parking lots, and some of them they use in the Mad Mad World when Mickey Rooney's driving that truck and it's in the back, the airport there in Newbury Park before it was all developed. That's the Teal Brothers truck, so that's just one thing. But anyway, as they grew up, the other thing I wanted to share with you is both her brother and sister are with us today. And her brother just celebrated a surprise 90th birthday in 2016 in September, and Aunt Bonnie's is coming up next year, so we're all going to be back here, I think. So there's your surprise. I know some of them. B was here for. We had a surprise 80th at the mobile home parks clubhouse back in 2009. And so anyway, it's kind of remarkable. It looks like we're all going to be making it to 100. So again, I want to wish you all back here in 10 years for Mom's 100th birthday party. However, so anyway, she graduated high school in 1946 and went on to UCLA for a couple of years and transferred up to Stockton when it was called the College of the Pacific. And at the same time she transferred there, my uncle, who was in the World War II as a vet, was a couple of years behind her because of being in the war. They both went to College of the Pacific together and graduated together and went into the educational business. And Mom was a teacher for years. And then she was married in 1956, and I came along a year later, and Jan came along in 59, and Carol came along in 60, and my mom had us in 27 months. The girls are 13 months apart. So she was a little worn out. But she survived, and she raised us, and she did a great job. And you know, she wasn't a she wasn't a strict mom, but she ruled the nest, you know. And we, you know, as much as you try to pull off, she would catch up. So, and being a teacher, but she was good to us. And
She was a good, strict substitute teacher.
Yeah, see, that's right. And then, thanks, Lori. Now you're helping me. So in 1967, she started subbing again in Thousand Oaks, and subbed for off and on for the next 8 years. And then when she was married to my dad for 30 years, but they were separated after 20 years, but they stayed together for 30 years. And towards the late 70s, my mom decided to go back to work as a teacher full-time after spending 2 years at not a charter school, but a private school there in Thousand Oaks. Pinecrest, thank you, Janet. Anyway, she joined the LA Unified and went to DeWatt in 1979 for the next 11 years. After spending, they said, at 50 years old, lady, if you want a job with LA Unified, you're going to have to go to Watts first, and that's what she did. Along the way, she could have transferred out to the Valley, but she never did. She decided she liked the people she worked with in administration, so she stayed right to the end until she retired in 1990. And at that time, when she retired, Aunt Bonnie was getting ready to finish out her 40-year career with Security Pacific National Bank, which I'm sure you all remember. And she'd moved downtown LA for the last 20 years. And anyway, they both retired in 1990 in the summer there. And they came up here and bought Mobil side by side where they are still today 28 years ago. And they have quite a life. And then my uncle left Livermore and moved over to Modesto in 1985 with his wife, Patty, who they were married for 60 years. Unfortunately, Aunt Patty passed away in 2006. And by the way, we have Shirley, who's his life partner today, with us, and she's a good lady. And she's a retired school teacher from Aurora, Colorado, and she's a hood. And so anyway, Aunt Bonnie and her settled in their little mobile home park and had quite a feeling. And then the four of them traveled around for the next 20 years. And along the way, in these 28 years, they picked up their bountiful of friends from the church, Mom's church, and Aunt Bonnie has her church that is up the road there. And then I call this the coffee clutch. And by the way, I shared the $90